Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with mail day number 88. I've got 12 cards to go through. I've got 11 Jordans and one soccer card. Yes, you guys know I collect a little bit of soccer. I've got a lot to talk about today, more than just showing you each card and talking through it. I've got some card ladder data pulled up. I've got some pairings pulled up. I've got some card families pulled up in my collection to kind of show you guys why I'm buying the cards that I'm buying. So without any delay, let's get it going. You're going to be watching this on a weekend. You're going to get these mail days either Saturday or Sunday, or sometimes Saturday and Sunday, just depending on how many cards I buy, usually at 10:30 a.m. Central American time. Card number one is a baby. Nothing special here. It's the 1992 Skybox Michael Jordan. Card number 314 in that base set with Jerome Kersey and Clyde Drexler. Probably about 4 feet away from contesting this wide open jumper that MJ no doubt knocks down. And there is a picture of MJ on the back with his title. Everybody remembers that one because that's where the shrug game happened and MJ decided he was going to be the best three-point shooter in the NBA Finals out of nowhere. 1991 Skybox. Remember, there's 8 base cards in Skybox. This will be the last episode before I share with you all 8. I think one of them is waiting to be curated and uploaded in PWCC. As soon as that 8th one gets uploaded, I can share that with you, and I'll show you all 8 PSA 8 Skybox base cards. Again, this ain't the sexiest thing in the world, but I'm collecting 8s as an army, right? I'm trying to collect them all, including the base stuff, including the little low-end stuff. These cards are all somewhere between the $12 to $20 range, which is really saying something because it's $19 to grade with PSA. So now I guess we've come to the conclusion that junk wax base Jordan cards that come back PSA 8s are worth less than the grading fee, which I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but as long as it is, I'm going to kind of scoop them up now while the getting's good. And so there's a picture of Jordan shooting not a fadeaway, but a dive away to the side. One of only 2 men to win the Slam Dunk Championship during All-Star Weekend twice. Jordan plays the game at an altitude mere mortals rarely visit. That is a fact. So that's card number 2, a 91 Skybox base card. Here's an interesting card. This is a card that not a lot of people know about. It's the 1990 Skybox prototype Michael Jordan, and you guys might remember. Well, let me just start by showing you this. Here's my Jordan 1990 Skybox family. It's a pretty interesting little group here. So I've got the PSA 10, card number 41, right? That's the normal card. If you look at the back of the card, remember Jordan's playing golf. And so that's why this 90 Skybox card was so cool, because for the first time, they put something on the back besides just stats or just basketball pictures. They put Jordan playing another sport entirely. They got him playing golf. And so the Skybox prototype, as you can see, the front looks similar. Not the exact same, but similar. So it's a prototype. This was kind of what led to this one, right? I probably do like the photo better on this one and the colorways in the background, but that's kind of what it was supposed to look like. Look at the back on that one. It's Jordan with 2 hands raised after he just released the jumper. All the rest of the stuff is similar, but golf picture on the back of this one. But anyway, here's the rest of that family. So I've got the PSA 10 1990 Skybox. I have a complete sealed set of 1990 Skybox, the inaugural edition, first year Skybox, sitting in my vault. I've got a PSA 8. I've got the Bulls. I don't know if this is a Jordan card or not, but I've got the PSA 10 Bulls logo card. That's actually a pretty low pop card. And then I've got another PSA 8. I've got the prototype 8 that I just showed you, and that's what I've got. So that's kind of what my 1990 Skybox looks like. A 10, a complete set, the prototype, a couple 8s, the Bulls logo. So I'm covered there on 1990 Skybox. That's done. And now I'm done with the PSA 8s on the 91 Skybox as well. But these prototypes are kind of expensive, to be quite honest with you. About $250, $225, something like that, if I recall, for a PSA 8, that is. PSA 10 is crazy, crazy low pop. Another 1991, the Skybox Salutes, card number 572. So that's another one of the 8. Another Skybox. This is, I don't know if this is the best one because there's a dunk version that's pretty good, but this is Jordan in his Barcelona uniform. And as I've said on this show a couple times before, those are my favorite colorways of Jordan's ever in history. Those are my favorite, and I know I am very much in the minority, but it is what it is. So Barcelona 92 was a big-time transitional year in the life of Cajun Cardboard. That was my senior year, and so that summer was playing basketball on concrete for 4 hours, going to McDonald's, drinking a big Thirst Buster Coke in one of those 1990 1992 Dream Team cups that they let you keep, those souvenir cups, trying to collect the whole Dream Team. Yes, even Christian Laettner was part of that collection. And then going back and playing 4 more hours of basketball on concrete in 100-degree Baton Rouge, Louisiana heat, and then having dunk contests in between every single game. I am now paying the price for that in my knee area on my body, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Actually, I would change it. I would play on wood instead of concrete, but it is what it is. There's pressure you face every day playing in the NBA. This is really not any different. Maybe it's just more of a challenge. Well, it wasn't much of a challenge. They beat the shit out of everybody, but it had to be a lot of pressure on them. 92 Skybox base, USA number 11, card number, this PSA 8 just kind of shows you what Jordan did. This is his Barcelona stats. Like, people think he went over there and ran roughshod on people. Problem was they were winning games by 1,000 points, and so he wasn't playing quite the minutes that he plays in an NBA season, but this kind of gives you an idea of what he did. Honestly, it wasn't that great. I mean, he had a lot of highlight reel stuff, but it wasn't really like his best tournament, right? I mean, he averaged 15 on 45% shooting and 68% free throws. It just wasn't that great, but there's a picture of them after their that's just them cheering on Christian Laettner or whoever else they put on the floor towards the end of games. Total O. So this is the 1995 Fleer Total O PSA 8. I love this card. I think it's a great looking card. If you look closely, it's an O, but it's actually a basketball. And so there's a big superimposed image of Jordan in the background about to let fly with a jumper. You can see his guide hand on the side over here. This is his release hand. And then a picture, obviously, in the foreground of MJ in his white Bulls uniform. That's what the back looks like. This is a really good looking PSA. I mean, it's not dinged up bad at all. In my opinion, and 8's kind of harsh. Maybe the bottom right corner has got a little bit of white on the tip, maybe. PSA 9 looking card to me. Here is a breakdown of my Total O collection, and it is done. I am completely done. So there's the 95 PSA 10, the 95 PSA 8, which was included in this mail day. There's the 96 PSA 10. There's the 96 PSA 8. So I'm done on my high-end Jordan collection. I'm done on my budget PSA 8 Jordan collection with the 95 and the 96 Total O's. So that one is put to bed. These are cool. I don't know anything about these cards. There's 4 versions. I've got them pulled up, but first I want to show you, this is the green version. I made a funny joke in a post on Instagram that this is the PMG green. This is the poor man's PMG green. This is the South Louisiana PMG green. I don't know why Ewing always finds his way onto Jordan cards in the foreground, but Ewing's on this one as well. I think these are really cool looking cards. I mean, it's just an awesome looking card. It's also got a cool name, Star Quest. It sounds like a movie from the, maybe late 80s where a kid gets lost on a spaceship and gets taken into space, outer space, and then, befriends an alien who tries to help him come home, almost like a reverse E.T. Star Quest. Star Quest, Bobby returns. I don't know, something like that. Star Quest, Bobby goes home again. Bobby gets lost in a space station in space, and an alien helps him figure out his way to get back to planet Earth. That's what Star Quest sounds like. But this Star Quest is a Michael Jordan green, poor man's PMG. And so this PSA 8 is not an expensive card. I have the blue and I have the green. The green looks better than the blue. The red looks better than both of them. The red I need to pick up, and I will pick it up at some point in the near future. Those 3 are very easy. This is what you've got. You've got the blue, the green, the red. In PSA 10, all of these are no joke. So 72 blues, 15 and 11 respectively for the greens and reds. The gold, there's only one. And yes, you may have noticed if you're a true Jordan collector or if you're a big fan of the hobby, it just sold. There's what the gold looks like. The gold's a little different. The gold's a serial number to 100, which makes it a little bit special. There is only one in the world. There have only been 20 graded in history, and it sold for $93,000 last week. So that's a big, big deal. The gold might elude me for a bit. If I do pick it up, I would love to pick it up in a PSA 8. That would sort of be my wheelhouse. Problem is, there's only one of them in the world, so I might have to settle for either pay a premium for an 8.5 or a 9 one day, or maybe pick up the 5, or maybe grab one of the BGS ones. Obviously, no surprise, there's not been any PSA 10s added to the collection or added to the pop report, but that's what the gold looks like. The gold is a epic tier 1. Yes, remember that tier 1 Michael Jordan insert or parallel from the 90s. It is a tier 1 card with the rubies and the platinum medallions and the legacy collections and the PMGs and things like that. It belongs in that conversation, not at the top of that conversation, but in that tier. Next is a soccer card. It's a Pop 6 card. This is my favorite player in the world. I think today, right this very day that I'm filming this, I think he's the best soccer player on planet Earth. And yes, I do not mean to offend Messi fans. I do not mean to offend Lewandowski fans or Erling Haaland fans or Mbappe fans or Neymar fans or any of those other guys out there. They're fantastic. But right this very second, this is the best player in the world on the best team in the world, serving balls to the best striker in the world with the best roster in the world. And I'm talking about Man City, and I'm talking about Kevin De Bruyne, who is the engine that makes that machine go. And it is a machine. This one probably got a PSA 9 because that top right corner, y'all see it up there. Not perfect. That's the problem with these cards. This is serial number to 50. Golden Soccer, or at least in this product, is serial number to 50. Of course, I picked it up because it's a Beam Team card, which is almost like a retro replica of the 92 Beam Team basketball. It's even got the Stadium Club perfect. It just looks so 90s basketball that it's almost like I get to collect basketball cards of my favorite soccer player in the world. And this will not be the last Kevin De Bruyne card you see. I've picked up a couple of other big ones, and I'm looking for more. If anybody is selling big Kevin De Bruyne cards, find me, reach out to me, message me on Instagram. If you see any, point me towards them. If you see them, I would love you for it. But I am trying to grow that collection of his. He's not pennies. He's not super cheap, but he's also not Messi prices, nor should he be Messi prices. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting him in that conversation, right, historically. But right now, he's in his prime. Messi's probably at the tail end of his career. And this is the best doing it right now in the world. That's just my personal opinion. So enough about soccer. Sorry. The biggest basketball pickup on this one is going to be this card right here. This is a big one for me. So it's a really good coloring. The centering is not perfect. It got a 9.5. It probably deserved a 9. But it got a 9.5, and it's got a 9.5 on the label overall. So it's a 9.5 in my book, and it's in my collection. You guys know how I collect. I need the PSA 10 or the BGS 9.5. I grabbed the 9, and I probably should have showed you why. Let me show you why. Let me pull this up. This is a great conversation piece. So here's the 1993 finest Refractor Jordan PSA 10. This is what the 10 is worth. The last one sold for $22,200 2 months ago. This is what I bought my 9 for, $4,250. Is that mine? Yeah, I think that's mine. $4,250. And the way I look at it is there's 37 BGS 9.5s. There's 41 PSA 10s, so there's more PSA 10s, and I just picked it up for a fourth of the price. Less than a fourth of the price. Almost a fifth of the price. For that reason, you know, I felt like it was a good buy. I felt like the 9.5, people are always asking me, how do you decide whether you get a 9.5 or a 10? And I'm like, really, it just has something, it has to do with which there are more available of, what the price of the particular card is. Sometimes I do want the 10, but I'm not willing to pay such an extravagant premium, like a 5X premium. Doesn't make sense to me when there's fewer 9.5s than 10s. That's just me. The gem rate on both is minuscule. It's 5 here, it's 7 here, so not that big of a difference between the grading, scrutiny between the two grading companies. They have similar gem rates. If we look at this BGS 9.5, let's say all time, cards got as high as $44,000. I'm picking it up for, sorry, this is the PSA 10. Sorry. My bad. Here we go. This card's gotten as high as $10,000. I'm picking it up for a little bit less than half, about 42.5% by my math calculations in South Louisiana. So I'm fine with that, right? It's up a little bit from the last two, but that's the third lowest sale out of the last 12 to 15 sales. So I'm okay with it. That's where I'm at with that. Here's my finest family, right? So I've got 3 refractors. I've got a PSA 9, a PSA 8 for my low-end PSA 8 budget collection, and I've got the 9.5 for my high-end collection. So the 9 is really good-looking card. It almost, in my opinion, looks better than the BGS 9.5 I just showed you. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. They're what and what to me. They both look good. I'm not sure. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to gauge. The 9's a little bit more off center, but the coloring on the 9 is really, really good. And then I've got the PSA 10 base. I've got a PSA 8 refractor, which is those are right at $1,000 right now. I've got the PSA 8 base. I've got another PSA 8 base, and then I've got the 9.5 refractor that you just looked at. So that's my finest refractor and finest base family right there. And if I didn't mention it, this is Jordan's first ever a refractor card. And so for that reason, I think it holds great value. I don't mind holding the PSA 9 a little bit longer. I'll probably, if it does start to run, and I haven't looked at it, let's go see what the PSA 9 is doing. If it starts to run a little bit, I'll probably move it and get into a different Jordan card. Let's look at the last 3 months, see what's up. Yeah. So last one sold for $2,925. That's a good jump right there. That's the highest it's sold for, almost the highest it's sold for in a really, really long time. So yeah, 3,000 is the highest it's sold. So we'll see where this where the PSA 9 goes. At some point, I'll look to offload that 9. If you're interested, reach out to me. I'm not looking to give it away right now, but I would like to take this PSA 9 refractor money and put it into a different one. And then the last card, nope, sorry, not the last card yet. I picked this up, this little oddball card. This is a draw your own card. So I think it qualifies as a Jordan card. I mean, if you look at the label, it says Upper Deck Choice Michael Jordan, and it's a draw your own card entry form. This is actually an entry form. You're supposed to fill this out and mail it in. It tells you what to do. Get a blank sheet of paper, create your own Upper Deck Choice Jordan card. Well, it says featuring one basketball player, but they got a picture of Jordan. Complete the entry form below. I'm 15 years or older, so I would check that third box. You sign your name. If the entrant is under 18 years, the parent or guardian needs to sign it. By signing the card, you assign all rights to entry. See the back of the card for official rules. And here's all the rules that nobody can read because they're too small. But basically, they're asking you to provide them with designs because they can't think of any more cool shit to do. But this is in 1998, so I picked up that little one for almost nothing. And then this is a big one, right? And so I'm going to share with you what I have in my PWCC vault so far. If you are watching for the first time or you haven't heard me mention this, I'm trying to collect all of the 25 Michael Jordan star basketball cards from the 80s, 84, 85, 86, were the years they were manufactured. One of them, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, was actually released in 1990, but it was manufactured in 1986. But this is what I have so far. Well, first, let's focus in on the preposterous shorts that Kelly Tripucka is wearing right there. And by the way, why are you trying to contest Michael Jordan with two hands vertically when there's no chance on God's green earth you could ever come near his release point with one hand? I don't know what Kelly Tripucka is thinking here, but the mullet's beautiful. The perm is fantastic. Lambier's over here with his little underwear, his fat ass just looking. He's like, I should have gotten here sooner. I could have undercut Michael, but I didn't get there in time. The back of the star cards, not a lot of effort put into the back of the star cards, as you guys can see. This centering is awesome. It got an 8 for centering, and I know the top to bottom's off, but you got to admit the left to right looks freaking great. This is the best of the new. It's 1986, best of the new / old. Jordan is obviously best of the new because in 86 he was relatively new. It's got great subs except for that top to bottom centering really does kill it. Here's what I have so far in the Star family. We've looked at some of these on mail days. I think we looked at all these on mail days. So I've got the 1986 Star Court Kings number 18. I have got the this is from the Jordan 1986 10 card subset, and so it's all 10 cards were Jordan, and this is card number 1 from that subset, Jordan checklist. This is card number 10 from that subset, which is an unbelievable action pose, and it says the future, which doesn't get any cooler than that. This is card number 5 from that subset with Jordan finishing around Kareem with the Iceman George Gervin looking on in the background. It's card number 5, so 1, 5, 10. This card is probably my favorite one that I've picked up so far. Maybe not my favorite, but pretty damn close. I love the white. It's even more 80s than the normal star cards are. Just that white border is awesome. This is the 84-85 Rookie of the Year, the last 11 Rookie of the Year subset. Got that one. Then I have the Slam Dunk Supers, and those of you who have not seen these cards in hand, these things are gigantic. They are huge. This is the card number. It's the checklist, the group photo showing all of the dunkers. So it's Clyde the Glide, the Big O, Orlando Woolridge, Air Jordan, Dr. J, Terrence Stansberry, who doesn't have a nickname, Dominique Wilkins, Neek, Human Highlight Film, Larry Nance, and Dr. Duncanstein, Daryl Griffith. I think I posted this on Instagram, and everybody got 6 out of the 8. But only the old folks, the old OGs like me, got Dr. Duncanstein, Daryl Griffith from the University of Louisville, and Terrence Stansberry, who was most famous for one dunk at the Statue of Liberty 360, 1 foot 360 that he did, which was a pretty badass dunk. And then I have the Starlight All-Stars as well. And then I have the one that we just looked at today, the best of the old new. So that's my star family so far that's been uploaded. You're going to see 8 cards on here. Is that right? 8. I've actually got 16. So I've got 8 more in transit. So you're going to see 8 more of these badass 1980s star cards coming in the very near future. So that does it, guys, for this video. So a bunch of little baby PSA 8s that I needed to pick up. The prototype is a big time badass card. I just think it's really cool and a unique piece. There's not a lot of them out there, especially in high grade. And then we've got the total O set is now complete. I got the 10 and the 8 and 95. I got the 10 and the 8 and 96. The StarQuest green to go with the blue. I need to pick up the red PSA 8, and then who knows when the hell I'm going to be able to pick up the gold, if ever. I've got the KDB, the De Bruyne orange beam team. I'm sorry, gold beam team, serial number to 50, which I'm proud of, and starting that PC is very exciting. If you guys have not ventured into another sport, I highly suggest just dipping your toes in the water, doing a different sport, a tennis, a golf, a soccer, a hockey if you're not a big hockey fan. It's just cool, man. It's just fun to learn about new sectors of the hobby. Obviously, the 93 first Jordan Refractor in gem mint condition is a huge pickup for my collection. The draw your own card, entry card, and then lastly the light blue, bright light blue star card is awesome. And that does it, guys. That is mail day number 88. 12 cards in the books. Hopefully you guys get something out of these videos. I do appreciate anybody who's got the interest in what I am collecting and why I'm collecting it. As I've said on the channel 80 billion times, I am never going to tell anyone what to buy. Nobody in the hobby shares exactly the same interests and shares the same budget and shares the same desires and the same goals and the same lifestyles. And so for that reason, all our collections are and should look different. We're not all chasing the same rabbit here. And so anybody who takes an interest in what I'm collecting and why I'm collecting it, I'm appreciative of your time, because there's a million things to watch on YouTube, and you guys chose to give me 21 minutes of your time just to see the stuff that I've decided to put into my collection. All the stuff that you see in here is not for sale or for trade. All of it's going into my PC. I'm a buyer, not a seller. Although there are a few that I will offload if they are duplicates of a lower grade that I don't need. All 97% of the cards that you see on my mail days are not for sale. So but anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, keep collecting. Check out one of these 2 videos on the end screen if this is your first time listening to my stuff or watching my videos. I've got a little bit for everybody. I don't mean that. Box breaks, grade reveals, grade submissions, NBA talk, fantasy talk, vintage NBA talk, PWCC weekly recaps, golden weekly recaps, premieres, golden elites. I do a little bit of everything for everybody out there. A pinch of soccer stuff, not too much, but a pinch. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Have a great weekend, great rest of your weekend. Stay positive in the hobby, and peace.